Are we live? It looks like we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Pop Culture Asylum. I'm your host, Gabriel. I hope everyone is having an incredible day. And in case you are asking, yes, this is I just made 3 videos today. Like I made the Bianca Belair video on why she should win the Rumble, and I made a rant video on why Bruce Pritchard should be fired from his job. But my intention was to make just 2 videos today. But something has came up recently, very recently, in fact, and I feel like this should be talked about. So, and I promise you this is going to be the last video for today. Last video for today. But, yeah, Charlotte Flair. Charlotte. What can I say about her? Well, she is without a doubt one of the most talented professional wrestlers in the world today, and especially one of the best women's wrestlers in the world right now. And that's a fact. She's that good of a wrestler. And like, here's the thing with Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair is a great talent. Like, she is incredible. But her booking is hit or miss. It's either hit or miss. And most of the time, it's definitely a miss. Like, Charlotte Flair, the reason why not many people like her as much is not exactly her fault. It's WWE's fault. It's Vince McMahon's fault that not many people like Charlotte Flair. Because Charlotte Flair is not bad in the ring, but it's the way that she is booked that is terrible. Now, the reason why I'm talking about Charlotte Flair today, because there was an article today made by Max Everett of Daily DDT on one of the wrestling news articles, and he actually made an article. Does Charlotte Flair deserve the hate she gets? And Charlotte Flair actually responds with a lot of irony and a lot of contradictions. But let's go over the article. Is her being mad at this article justified? We're about to find out right now. I'm going to go over the entire article. So, let's read it. Charlotte Flair has been selected as the face of the women's division by WWE. But does someone as talented as her deserve all the hate she gets? Hulk Hogan, John Cena, Roman Reigns, and Charlotte Flair, all of the aforementioned talents share some remarkable similarities. For example, they all typify Vince McMahon's ideology of what a main event talent should be. They have all shared prominence on show cards despite the superior talent of their peers, and they all have a shared attraction with the company's top goals. There's no secret that the higher-ups in the WWE have an ideal vision of who makes a WWE champion. We have seen this presented to us with various assortments of big men with little to no wrestling talent given prominent storylines and favorable booking. Once upon a time, there was a perceived norm of wrestling. Larger-than-life characters like Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior were favored due to their superhuman physique. Oh my God, I can't speak today. But when we get down to it, they couldn't put on a really good wrestling match. Instead, rely on bravado and charisma to get the crowd pumped. Like many before, the wrestling industry has evolved, and fans share a different viewpoint of what should make a worker a top star. There have been a point of conflict for a while with WWE as various brilliant workers come up short in the race for gold and fortune, due to having a stature or physique themed by McMahon and company as non-main event material. Disappointing as it may be, we have seen this point proven time and time again with the likes of Cena and Reigns. The fans aren't fickle and are actually more reasonable than we get credit for. We understand the talent of Cena and Reigns, but it's WWE insistent of handling them title win after title win while portraying them as a corporate babyface gimmick, especially when you look at them at the current heel work of Reigns, which had made him the best character in wrestling. Well, current. Okay, that's an interesting statement. The issue has not been given the pushing of Cena and Reigns, but rather they have pushed to meet an ideology at the expense of damn good talent who have climbed their way to the top. I get asked by fellow MMA and boxing fans all the time whether or not a title in wrestling means anything to the wrestler, and I always reply with yes, because every title should be a symbol of their hard work and a reward for their ability as a worker. It's like receiving an Oscar or a BAFTA. I don't know what that is. Yet they work in a premeditated sense, but it's the reward for the work in putting on a show for the audience. The issue with my response is that cannot be true when corporate champions are selected to go over their hard-working and more popular peers. Charlotte Flair is the latest corporate champion to be selected by Vince and the selected face of the women's roster. She is insanely talented, which is true, which has the ability to put on spectacular matches with her contemporaries, and she has a superstar aura about her. This is why Charlotte had the fans legitimately behind her on the route to the first Divas title win against Nikki Bella. The fans weren't as pleased as she won at WrestleMania 32 to unify the Divas and returning the WWE Women's Championship a few months later when she consistently beat Sasha Banks for a title after pay-per-view after pay-per-view after pay-per-view, building up Flair and making Banks look like a secondary challenger. In fact, the main reason why Becky Lynch became so over in the first place was that Flair was interjected into any title feud she hasn't previously been a part of, and Lynch was a symbol of change in the women's division. What makes Flair so intolerable to many is how she lingers at the top and threatens to demean and squash any worker that has legitimately made their way up to the mountain. She ended Asuka's undefeated streak at WrestleMania, which made the whole NXT roster look weak. She was somehow interjected into the WrestleMania 35 main event, even though Ronda Rousey and Becky Lynch carry more than enough intrigue. And after winning the Royal Rumble match of 2020, another result fans weren't too pleased with when she challenged NXT Women's Champion Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania 36. And of course, Charlotte Flair won and became the NXT Women's Champion. The hope was to use Flair as the main event, rub that Ripley would use to burst onto the main roster as a legitimate contender. What happened instead was Charlotte beat Ripley at Mania to win the title and squash another insanely talented peer. Worse yet, Flair had the chance to transfer her momentum as NXT Women's Champion to the women who ultimately beat her. Flair instead was unpinned in a triple threat match between Io Shirai and Rhea Ripley at NXT TakeOver in Your House. Io Shirai scored the deciding fall on the already shamed and beaten former champion Rhea Ripley. To dethrone the queen not long after, Flair disappeared from TV altogether. She returned in December as a surprise replacement for Lana in the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match alongside Asuka against Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. It was in this match that she captured one title that eluded her and completed the Women's Glam Slam. She has now held the Raw, SmackDown, NXT Divas, and Tag Team Women's Championships. She walks in as a champion to her last match before leaving and out as a champion in her first match. Understandably, fans are jaded and wanted Flair's continued prominence to end. Does she deserve all this hate? Not at all. She's an immensely talented worker and possesses both the in-ring skills and mic skills to develop and deliver a brilliantly worked rivalries with her peers. Unfortunately for her, she's the target for frustration that should be delivered to management and creative, since at the end of the day, they are the ones who are making the decisions. What doesn't help her case is the convenience of her hiatus. She appears to disappear every time she drops a title or has to work outside of the title picture. And although everyone deserves a break, it does appear that while other stars are breaking their backs over the course of a year to even get into a position where they might possess gold, Charlotte has come back and immediately won a championship. WWE has hard enough jobs as it is trying to treat its immensely talented roster accordingly, with everyone fighting for a bite at the cherry. But when you are recycling the same talent at the expense of new and refreshing alternatives, it becomes a kick to the gut. All in all, Charlotte doesn't book herself, but she does disappear when the booking isn't favorable. Blame needs to be put at both herself and the higher ups, and let's hope WWE finally make use of Charlotte's insurmountable talent to put someone else over. I don't see anything wrong with this article. I thought he was objective, I thought he was fair, and he does put up some really great points. Now, Charlotte Flair responded to this article. And here's what she had to say on Twitter. So, should I just throw back this garbage? But words matter. So I will take a few moments to educate you since both a human and I would assume an editor allowed this bullshit to sully Al Gore's internet. I have taken time off three times while on the main roster. The first time was when my dad was sick. The second time was a 6-week injury that was followed up by 18 months of staring at the lights to help create a star. Third time is now. What exactly is it that third time is now? What exactly is it that I am avoiding? Now, when she says that, injury on this, maybe? I don't know. Do you mean injury or do you mean like prosthetic surgery? But I digress. She also said this. I keep looking for the article where you trash one of the male champions for taking time off and being exerted back to the title picture. I keep looking at the article where you trash one of the male champions for taking time off and being inserted back into the title picture. Didn't find one. Shocking. I wonder why. And the last tweet that she said in this article, I am in the title picture because I will always be in the title picture. It's one of those unfortunate side effects of excelling at something you wouldn't understand. I thought Charlotte Flair was being completely unprofessional here. Unprofessional. First of all, saying that Charlotte Flair said that this is garbage. I just read the entire article to you. He didn't say anything bad. Nothing bad at all. He's just saying what happened, why he doesn't agree. He was objective, and he was showing some consistency, some like conveniences. Okay, she didn't trash her at all personally. Okay, matter of fact, this person who made this article praised her. He praised her with her work, with her hard work that she puts in the ring. But she says this, instead of taking this as criticism and instead of seeing where he is coming from with this, he just say, oh, this article's garbage. Like, the person who made this article said nothing wrong. He literally said nothing wrong. And yet he's getting shit for it. Really? Really? Honestly. Like, I feel like all the what do you call it? Like all the fame and fortune has gone to her head. Okay, honestly. And like, first of all, let's talk about this second tweet. I have taken time off 3 times on the main roster. First time was when my dad was sick. And of course, that actually happened. So the first time, that's understandable. Second time was a 6-week injury that followed up to 18 months. Now, I find that very hard to believe, okay, because the second time around, there were reports saying that Charlotte Flair was not injured, but instead was doing surgery on her ding. Now, like, second time, I feel like the second time, okay, the first time with Ric Flair being sick, that's understandable. Okay, it doesn't matter who you are in any type of job. Like, you should always have a day off to, like, at least made sure that your family is okay. I'm not bashing her for this. What I am a little bit sketchy of is the second time around. Like, really? Like, I don't know, like, again, I don't know all the details, and she could be right. Maybe she had an injury with her boob. Okay? But like there's also like but there like okay. The second time around when she was injured, if she was injured with her boob, fine. Okay, she was injured and she needs to take care of it. But like it shouldn't take that long. Honestly, because the second time around she was out for like a long period of time, a lot more than 6 weeks. Okay, and at that point, I'm sure the injury is already healed by now. Like I don't know, like I'm not gonna exactly bash her for the second time around, but like the second time is a little bit sketchy. Okay, and the third time she went on vacation, which is no excuse. She was not injured at all. Like, and the fact that the women's division was struggling in 2020, like they could have used a face like Charlotte Flair, but no, she wanted to go on vacation because she asked for it. Come on, really, Charlotte? Do you really care about professional wrestling? Like the women's division, I won't say was bad in 2020, but they were struggling. They were struggling, and they could have used a face like you. But no, you decide to go on vacation. Yay! And like for all the people that are gonna say like have this, oh, the coronavirus was happening. Well, Charlotte Flair did a couple of shows while the coronavirus was happening. She did a couple. So there was no problem with her doing a couple of coronavirus shows. Okay, I don't see why the third time around is justified. It's not justified. Okay, honestly. And like the third tweet that she said, I keep looking at the article where you trash one of the male champions for taking time off and being inserted back into the title picture. Didn't find one. Shocking. Wonder why. Like Charlotte Flair, like we bash Brock Lesnar at times. We bash Brock Lesnar at times. But you know what's the difference between Brock Lesnar and Charlotte? You know what's the difference between Brock Lesnar's booking and Charlotte Flair's booking? Yeah, when they come back, they get into title pictures, which is annoying. Is honestly annoying. Like Brock Lesnar being automatically giving him the championship immediately when he comes back. Yeah, I don't agree with that. But at least with Brock Lesnar's booking, Brock Lesnar is like he pushes people over. The people like Seth Rollins, people like Drew McIntyre, people like Samoa Joe and Finn Balor, like for AJ Styles, like all these wrestlers, they're either number one, make them be champion, make them look like amazing champions, or just make them look good even at defeat. Like that's why I don't mind Brock Lesnar. Do I agree with WWE keep like giving him the WWE championship 90% of the time? No. I think it's annoying. But at least superstars are benefiting from this. I like when was the last time Charlotte Flair's booking like literally made anyone legit? Honestly. Can you name one woman? Because I can't think of anyone on the top of my head. I can't. Honestly. Like, come on. Like, really? And the last one is it just pisses me off the most. I am in the title picture. I will always be in the title picture. It's one of those unfortunate side effects at excelling at something you wouldn't understand. But here's the problem, Charlotte, Ashley Flair. Okay, here's the problem with that. They shouldn't even be given to you on a silver platter. Okay, it shouldn't be given to you on a silver. Like, Charlotte Flair is a hard worker. But every WWE superstar is a hard worker. Yet, most of these ladies have to work their ass off twice as hard as Charlotte Flair. Okay? And instead of defending these ladies. Charlotte Flair's like, nah, I'm always gonna be in the title picture. Screw these ladies. Screw the Oscars. Screw the Baileys. Screw the Sasha Banks. Screw the Carmellas. Screw the Bianca Belairs that have to work twice as hard to get these title shots. I'm just gonna take them on a silver platter. Okay, not to say that she doesn't earn them, but she gets them so easily. So easily. And I can name some examples on reasons why Charlotte Flair, like WrestleMania 35, right? The first women's main event, Becky Lynch versus Ronda Rousey. Okay, we were all excited for that match. Okay, and the fact that they were main eventing WrestleMania was great. Was great. The ladies were main eventing WrestleMania, and we were seeing a great rivalry between Becky Lynch and Ronda Rousey. But all of a sudden, for no reason, they decided to push. Well, first of all, they decided to take the title away from Asuka. Why? And because so they basically take the title of Asuka for no reason. And then Charlotte Flair gets injected into the match for no reason. For no reason at all. What's wrong with just doing a Becky Lynch versus Ronda Rousey match? Why do you have to add Charlotte Flair? Oh, because Charlotte Flair, oh, she's the anointed one. Oh, she's the chosen one. Oh, she is the chosen one. Oh, God bless Charlotte Flair. Oh, hail Charlotte Flair. Oh, hail Charlotte Flair. No, that is not how that works. Okay, honestly. And then another example, Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley, right? Rhea Ripley, the build was good, and Rhea Ripley getting a win over Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania would be great for Rhea Ripley's career. Amazing for Rhea Ripley's career, and will give more eyes to NXT. But what did they do? They gave Charlotte Flair the win and the NXT Championship. And ever since that loss, Rhea Ripley hasn't been the same. Hasn't been the same at all. Honestly, she hasn't been the same. And Rhea Ripley, it's like, and for a time being, the ratings were not doing very well when Charlotte Flair was NXT Women's Champion. NXT was doing okay, but was not doing the numbers of WWE that they're doing. The ratings were getting so bad for NXT that they have to take the title off of Charlotte Flair at the next NXT takeover. So what was the point of giving Charlotte Flair the NXT Women's Championship? Nothing came out of that. Nothing positive came out of that. Nada. None at all. Honestly. And the biggest one of all, WrestleMania 34. Asuka, right? Charlotte versus Asuka. Every other lady was just getting destroyed by Asuka, both the NXT and the main roster. And it took Sasha Banks multiple tries. She failed multiple times. Bayley tried. She failed. I can name so many ladies that tried to take down Asuka, and Asuka even won the first ever Royal Rumble. So you would think that Charlotte Flair would have a hard time beating Asuka, and maybe getting a victory over Charlotte Flair can make Asuka even more dangerous. But no, they wanted Charlotte Flair to beat Asuka. And then after that, Asuka was literally struggling to stay relevant for the rest of the year. So nothing came positive out of that. Okay, now don't get me wrong. Okay, Charlotte Flair does deserve some championship, and there were a couple times that it was the right call to give Charlotte the win. For the first time that Charlotte Flair won the championship. And oh my God. That's honestly the only time I can justify Charlotte Flair being champion. Oh, and how can I forget? Oh my God, how can I forget the hot potato feud between Charlotte Flair and Sasha Banks? That was honestly one of the laziest and one of the worst rivalries involving a championship I have ever seen in my entire life. What's the point of doing a hot potato between those two? Like, just pick one and just keep them as champion. Like, oh my God, the fact that Charlotte Flair doesn't see the problem with this just really goes to show why a lot of people hate Charlotte Flair even more. Because Charlotte Flair, like the higher ups and Vince McMahon and the higher ups has like need a lot more to blame for this. Because like when it comes to Charlotte Flair's booking, it has been horrendous. Horrendous. Okay? But the fact that Charlotte Flair, instead of taking the criticism, just bashes this dude for speaking his opinion and being objective and being fair. The fact that she's bashing him for literally criticizing her. And by the way, everyone has the right to criticize. Really loses my respect for Charlotte Flair. I have lost a lot of respect for Charlotte Flair for doing this. Honestly, lot of respect because instead of taking the fucking criticism, okay, she just wanted to say, "Oh, this article is trash. Let me educate you on why this is happening." Okay, because apparently you're not educated. Okay, why you gotta hate? Shut the fuck up. Honestly, and you're wondering why people hate you, Charlotte. And you're wondering why people hate you. Okay, I have been giving you the benefit of the doubt because your booking, Charlotte, is not your fault. It's not your fault. It's Vince McMahon's fault and the creative department's fault because they don't know how to make a superstar. Okay, but but the fact that Charlotte Flair just accepts this, it makes me sick. It honestly makes me sick. Charlotte Flair should be ashamed of herself instead of actually taking the criticism. Like, like really, come on, honestly. Like, and he does make, and the freaking article does make some really great points too. Case in point, Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch was famous because people were getting sick and tired of Charlotte Flair's booking. Okay, at SummerSlam when Charlotte Flair won it. Okay, nobody wanted that. Becky deserved that shit. Becky deserved winning that championship because she put the hard work into it. But oh, Charlotte Flair came back. She just came back. Okay, she didn't win any matches. We haven't seen her in a little bit. Oh, just because she came back and because she's Charlotte Flair, we're going to give her a title shot, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to give her a title shot. Oh, welcome back, Charlotte. Welcome back for being such an amazing, amazing talented woman. We're just going to give you a title shot. We're not going to put you in any match. We're just going to inject you into the triple threat match for the SmackDown Women's Championship between Carmella and Becky Lynch. And that Charlotte Flair won. And the fact that Becky Lynch turned heel, it made sense because it was completely justified. And for that entire feud between Becky and Charlotte, people were cheering Becky and people were were booing Charlotte. Gee, I wonder why. Maybe because people are sick and tired on Charlotte Flair's booking. We're sick and tired of literally Charlotte Flair getting everything on a silver fucking platter. Okay? And the fact that Charlotte Flair has the balls to say that she said that this is garbage. It makes me sick. It makes me sick. Okay, that's all I gotta say on that. That's all I gotta say on that. Charlotte, I have lost a lot of respect for Charlotte Flair for doing this. Lost a lot of respect. That's all I gotta say on that. And that's what I got to say on that. And I want to know what you guys think in the comments section. What do you guys think about this entire Charlotte Flair situation? If you guys, what do you guys think about this entire Charlotte Flair this situation? Do you guys agree? Do you guys lost respect for Charlotte Flair for doing this shit? Or if you guys are defending her for some strange reason, I want to know your reasoning. I'm not gonna be an asshole. Matter of fact, in the comments section, don't be an asshole. Okay, that's the only rule in this channel. Do not be an asshole in the comment section. Okay, whatever you need to say, say it. Okay, but that's what I gotta say. And until next time, I am extremely disappointed, Charlotte Flair. Extremely, extremely disappointed. This is Gabriel, and I will see you next time in the asylum.